Clogging in the Ozarks. Clogging has roots in many different types of dance. Influence came from the British Isles, African dance, Scotland, and Ireland. People began to settle the Appalachian Mountains in the mid-1700s. The folk dances that each group of people brought were all melted together to form the earlier versions of clogging. Clogging has long been accompanied by fiddle and bluegrass music. Clog means time in Gaelic. Clogging is done to the timing of the music. As the dance traveled through the country, Cherokee and African dance helped shape the modern version of clogging. Bascom Lamar Lunsford helped to bring popularity to team clogging. He added a division just for clogging in the annual Mountain Dance and Folk Festival. In the 1980s, clogging began to grow. Workshops and conventions spread across the country. In today's clogging, the steps are more complex, and as a result of the 1980s growth spurt, new steps were introduced. Across the country, there are national clogging competitions that bring together people from all over the country to share each other's talent and to determine the best of the best. Depending on where you come from, clogging is known as different things. In the Ozarks, clogging is most commonly known as jig dancing. This type of dance is done as a solo, and the steps are made up as you go to the rhythm of the music. I had the pleasure of interviewing Brenda Persinger. She is an old-time jig dancer. She helped me get a better picture of what the environment was like where she grew up and learned to jig dance. She talked about going to the square dances when she was 4 or 5 years old and how her father and the other men there showed her the basics of jig dancing. The dances were held in the old Taney County Jail, the Save-A-Lot building, and the Taney Center, as well as in the living rooms of people's houses. Dancing was a way for her to express herself, and she said that when she heard fiddle music, she couldn't keep still. She was always determined to dance until the music stopped. "Once I start, I'm not going to stop till the music stops," she said. Jig dancing had been a part of her life since she was little, and still every once in a while, when she has the chance, she still gets up and dances. Starting in about the 1920s, competitive clogging made its debut. Over the last 100 years or so, clogging has experienced some changes. As it migrated around, people put their own twists on it and made up new steps. Today, there are a few cloggers left in the Ozarks, but we are still around. The best way to see clogging in the Ozarks is during the summer. The Silver Dollar City Cloggers are performing at the Kids Fest. It is common for people to think clogging is done in big bulky wooden shoes, probably because that is how it used to be done. However, the shoes have evolved along with the dance. There are now many different types of clogging shoes. They are made of leather and wooden soles. Some shoes have split soles, making the foot more flexible and easier to stay on your toes. Of course, all clogging shoes have a double tap on both the heel and toe of each foot. Clogging is a high-energy dance, and performances should make you want to hop out of your seat and join right in. As a clogger, you have no idea how many times I have heard, "Get your knees up, ladies," or "Higher." High knees are a big part of clogging. It is considered lazy if your knees are low, and you can have points deducted from your score. Arms are to be held sharp like a cheerleader's. Precise movements are a big part of making a clogging team look sharp and together. I have the pleasure of being a part of a wonderful team of cloggers. We are all dedicated to what we do. Just like any other athlete, we have to show up for practice, and if we are not dedicated, our team will suffer. In the early months of the year, March and April, we travel to Kansas City and St. Louis to compete. If we do well enough, we get to participate in nationals, which is like the finals for the year. Last year, we competed in 2 different dance competitions and got to compete at nationals in both. We won the highest award in our division and got a huge trophy. Clogging has affected my life and the lives of my teammates in a big way. It gives us the freedom to express ourselves. Clogging has personally helped me overcome my shyness on stage and in general. Clogging is something that I look forward to, and I hope I have opened your eyes to a different type of dance that I love, and I hope you will learn to love too.